Once upon a time, in a prosperous Igbo kingdom of Umuago, tradition ruled every facet of life. At the heart of these traditions was the rigid caste system that separated the Nwadiala, that is the freeborn, from the Osu, the outcast. The Osus are a group of people dedicated to the gods in ancient times. The Osu were cursed, shunned, and untouchable, a mark that followed them for generations. Udemba, a skilled hunter, bore the shame of his lineage. His father had been accused of a sacrilege, supposedly stealing from the shrine of Amadioha, the god of thunder. As punishment, the entire family was ostracized from the community. But that wasn't what made them Osu. What eventually made them Osu was Udemba's action. Since that time, Udemba and his descendants were outcast, forbidden from mingling or marrying the freeborns. Despite this stigma, Udemba was proud and kind. He raised his only daughter, Ijedimma, to be strong and virtuous. Ijedimma was as radiant as the morning light that caressed the hills of Umuago, with skin like polished ebony and eyes that held the mysteries of the forest. Though ostracized, she carried herself with dignity, earning quite admiration from the shadows. Prince Obinna, the heir to Umago's throne, was unlike other royals. Where others saw title, he saw humanity. On a fateful hunting trip, he wandered deep into the forest and stumbled upon Ijedimma singing by the stream as she fetched water. Her voice was hypnotic, her beauty unmatched, and her spirit captivating. When she saw him, she froze, recognizing him as the prince. But Prince Obinna disarmed her with his warmth. Days turned into weeks as they began meeting secretly by that stream, sharing their dreams, fears, and laughter. Love blossomed between them, unmindful of their chains of traditions. When the rumors of their forbidden love reached the palace, chaos erupted. The elders of Umuago, led by the fierce other title holders, summoned the prince. "How dare you disgrace this land by consorting with an Osu?" thundered Ezemadu, the king, his father. "She is no ordinary woman, father," Obinna replied, defiant. "I will marry her, for my heart has chosen her." The council was enraged, warning him of dire consequences, ostracism, spiritual wrath, and disgrace, but Obinna stood firm. The village turned against Prince Obinna. Mothers hid their daughters, fearing he might contaminate their lineage. The priest of Amadio had declared that the gods were angry, foretelling doom if the prince did not abandon Ijedemma as soon as possible. Even the spirit seemed to intervene. On stormy nights, Obinna would hear whispers in the wind, warning him of destruction. His dreams were haunted by visions of faceless figure drowning in a river of blood. But the prince was resolute, determined to make Ijedima his wife and challenge the unjust tradition of his people. Ijedima, though in love, was torn. She pleaded with Obinna to leave her, fearing for his safety. But he would not listen. "I would rather die with you than live without you," he said to her. Unbeknown to Obinna, Ijedima carried a secret she had never revealed, a truth that made their love not just forbidden but catastrophic. One night, Udemba sat Ijedima down and revealed the truth about her lineage. "Ijedima, your mother was not like us," he began. "She was a mami water, a spirit of the waters. I fell in love with her, broke the sacred laws by bringing her to live among the mortals. When the spirit discovered this, they cursed our family and she was taken back to the water world. But before she left, she bound you to the water god, Njaba, to protect you. You are Njaba's wife, Ijedima. You can't marry Prince Obinna." Ijedima was horrified. She had always felt the pull of the river, but now she understood why. She was not just an Osu, she belonged to a jealous god. Udemba remembered his meeting with Ijedima's mother. That fateful afternoon, Udemba, a young man full of vigor and ambition, he was the finest hunter in Omuago, known for his sharp aim and unmatched bravery. But beneath his skills lay a restless heart, a yearning for something beyond the forest and its beast. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped down and painted the skies with hues of gold and crimson, Udemba ventured deeper into the forest than he had ever before. The day had been unfruitful, his traps were empty, and the forest unusually silent. Determined not to return home empty handed, he followed a narrow path that led to a hidden stream he had never seen before. The stream glimmered like liquid silver under the fading light, its water unusually clear. The air carried an otherworldly stillness, broken only by gentle rustle of leaves. As Udemba approached to quench his thirst, he froze. There, seated on a smooth rock in the middle of the stream, was the most enchanting creature he had ever seen. She was a woman, or so she seemed, with skin that glimmered like moonlight on water. Her hair cascaded down her back in waves, dark as the depth of the ocean, and her eyes were a pot of mystery, reflecting both joy and sorrow. But what struck him most was the faint, ethereal glow that surrounded her, as though she were not entirely of this world. She sang softly, her voice like the wind whispering through the reeds. The melody was haunting, pulling at Udemba's very soul. He could not understand the words, but they resonated with a longing he never felt before. Udemba's heart raced. He should have turned and fled, for the tales of the forest warned against lingering near strange sight. Yet, he could not move. He was mesmerized, his hunter's instinct dulled by the sheer beauty before him. The woman turned her gaze to him, and for a moment, time seemed to stop. Her lips curled into a gentle smile, and she spoke, her voice as clear and cool as the stream itself. "You are brave to come this far, hunter," she said. "What do you seek in this forest?" Udemba, struggling to find his voice, finally replied, I seek meat to feed my family, but now I wonder if it's my own heart I have found instead." The woman laughed softly, a sound like rippling water. "You speak boldly. Mortal, do you not fear what I am?" Udemba stepped closer to the edge of the stream. "I do not know what you are, but my heart tells me you mean no harm. Tell me your name and let me know you." She hesitated, her gaze flickering into the water. "I am Ola, a daughter of the water. I dwell here, bound to the stream. You should not linger, hunter. For my kind, they bring trouble to mortals like you." But Udemba was already lost. "If trouble comes from knowing you, then I'll welcome it. For I have never seen a beauty, nor felt my spirit stir like this," Udemba said to her. Ola's eyes softened, and for a moment, the distance between their worlds seemed to shrink. "You are unlike others, Udemba, but this path you chose is not without pain." Udemba knelt at the edge of the water, his reflection mingling with hers. "Pain is a small price to pay for a love as pure as the water you dwell in," he said to Ola. For weeks, Udemba returned to the stream, drawn by Ola's presence. They spoke of their worlds, his struggle as a hunter, her life bound to the water. Against all reason, they fell in love. He knew it was forbidden, but he could not resist the pull of her spirit. Their union was fleeting, for the spirits of the forest and water soon discovered their secret. When Ola revealed she was with child, the wrath of the gods descended upon them. Ola gave birth and was taken back to the depth of the water, but not before she cursed their love and their child. She said, "Our child will bear my mark and will always carry the stain of this forbidden union." Udemba was left alone, haunted by the memory of her touch and the sound of her laughter. From that day, he was declared Osu, a man cursed by the gods and shunned by his people. And so, the love that began at the edge of the stream became a curse that would ripple through generations, entangling even his daughter Ijedimma in its tragic wake. "So, my daughter, this is how we became Osu." Desperate to protect Obinna, Ijedimma decided to leave the village without a word after hearing all her father had to say. But Obinna found her by the stream, tears streaming down her face. She confessed everything, hoping he would finally let her go. But Obinna was unshaken. "Ije, if you belong to the river, I will fight the river itself to claim you," he declared. Their wedding day was a mixture of triumph and dread. Against all odds, Prince Obinna had convinced his father to bless their union. though the elders and other villagers remained hostile. As the ceremony began, dark clouds gathered over Omuago. The wind hollowed and the air turned icy. Suddenly, the earth trembled and a voice boomed from the heavens. It was Njaba, the water god that Ijedima was betrothed to, furious that his bride was being married to a mortal. A massive wave rose from the river and crashed into the village square, drenching everyone. In the chaos, Obinna stood before the wave, shielding Ijedima. If you want her, you have to take me instead, he shouted. The water god, enraged by Obinna's defiance, summoned a torrent that swept the prince into the river. Ijedima screamed and dove into the river after him, but the river was relentless. By dawn, the water had calmed, leaving no trace of Ijedima and Prince Obinna. Some say they were taken to the spirit world, united in a realm beyond mortal comprehension. Others believe they became part of the river itself, their love immortalized in its flowing waters. The tragedy of Prince Obinna and Ijedimma changed Umuagu forever. The villagers began to question their rigid tradition, haunted by the love that defied them. The river where Obinna and Ijedimma perished became a sacred site, a symbol of forbidden love and the cost of unyielding prejudice. And on moonlight night, it is said that the villagers hear whispers from the river, a prince and his outcast bride laughing softly, free at last. Did you enjoy this story? Tell me what you think about Prince Obinna's defiance. Was he right to have insisted on marrying someone betrothed to the water god? Kindly subscribe, turn on your post notification bell to be the first to know when another amazing story is made available. Like and share so others will see this story and learn this lesson. Till the next story, story lovers. Enjoy your day. Bye.